So, good morning and namaste. I am Badra and I will be presenting a summary of all the 12 universal laws. So, next slide. There are 12 universal laws: the law of divine oneness, the law of vibration, the law of correspondence, the law of attraction, the law of inspired action, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, the law of cause and effect, the law of compensation, the law of relativity, the law of polarity, the law of rhythm, and the law of gender. And I'll also be giving a summary of the butterfly effect. The next slide. The laws. The next slide. The law of divine oneness. This law states that all things are interconnected. Every thought, action, and event is linked to the collective consciousness. An act of kindness may seem small, but can create ripples that impact the broader world. Its application is to practice mindfulness and compassion, recognizing that your energy influences others. The law of vibration. Everything in the universe is in constant motion and emits a vibrational frequency, including our thoughts and emotions. Negative thoughts can lower our vibration, while positive actions can elevate it. Its application is to engage in practices such as meditation, journaling, or listening to uplifting music to raise your energy state. The law of attraction. Energy attracts like energy. What we focus on, whether positive or negative, expands. When we dwell on fear or lack, we tend to draw more of the same. Focusing on abundance and gratitude draws positivity. Application: set clear intentions and align your thoughts with the outcomes you wish to achieve. The law of correspondence. Your external environment is a reflection of your internal condition. A disordered life may indicate internal confusion or emotional unrest. Its application is to cultivate self awareness and work towards inner harmony to positively influence our surroundings. Law of inspired action. Manifestation requires both belief and proactive effort. Intent must be supported by aligned action. Visualization alone isn't enough. Meaningful change requires follow through. Its application is to listen to your intuition and take deliberate steps towards your goals. The law of cause and effect. Every action produces a corresponding reaction. Nothing occurs without a reason. Integrity, effort, and intent shape future consequences. Its application is to act responsibly, knowing that our present decisions shape our future experiences. So, next slide. The law of compensation. You receive returns based on the energy, effort, and intention you invest. Genuine effort and service often result in eventual awards, even if delayed. Application: contribute meaningfully and consistently, trusting that our actions will be acknowledged in time. Law of perpetual transmutation of energy. This law wasn't discussed, but I'll just go briefly into it. Energy is in constant motion and can be transformed from one form to another. We have the power to shift negative energy into positive outcomes through conscious choices. Its application is to direct your energy towards creative, productive, or healing activities. The law of relativity. Experiences are neutral in isolation. Their value or difficulty is determined through comparison. A challenge may feel overwhelming until it is viewed in a broader or comparative context. Its application is to practice gratitude and adopt perspective taking to better navigate adversity. So, next slide. The law of polarity. Everything has a dual aspect: light and darkness, joy and sorrow, success and failure. Understanding opposites allows for greater appreciation of life's contrasts. Its application is to recognize difficulties as necessary counterpoints that foster growth and resilience. Law of rhythm. Life follows natural cycles and patterns, periods of growth, rest, and transition. Just as nature has seasons, so do our personal and emotional lives. The application is to embrace life's rhythms by remaining grounded during highs and patient during lows. Law of gender. All energies contain both masculine and assertive and feminine, intuitive, nurturing qualities. Balanced growth requires the integration of both forces. Its application is to harmonize action with reflection and ambition with emotional awareness. So, next slide. The butterfly effect. Butterfly effect suggests that small, seemingly insignificant actions or events can have profound and far reaching consequences over time. Originating in the chaos theory, an interdisciplinary area of scientific study and branch of mathematics, it emphasizes how a minute change, like the flap of a butterfly's wings, can influence complex systems such as weather patterns or human lives. Application. Be intentional with your choices, words, and behaviors. So, previous. Even the smallest. So, previous slide.
Sorry, yeah.
Even the smallest act of kindness, decision, or thought can initiate a chain reaction that shapes outcomes in unexpected ways. So, next slide. Now, the relation to the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, sloka 47. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर्मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि. Which translates to, you have the right to perform your prescribed duties, but never to the fruits of your actions. Do not be attached to the results of your work and do not avoid doing your duty. The sloka connects to the laws in the following manner. The law of cause and effect. Our actions or karma have consequences, but the outcome is not ours to control. The law of inspired action. We must act with sincerity and intention, not laziness or passivity. The law of attraction. Aligning our actions with higher intention draws in matching energy. Law of correspondence. Our outer results mirror our inner detachment or expectation. The law of rhythm and polarity. Results come and go in cycles. We shouldn't cling to highs or fear lows. Law of vibration. Acting without attachment keeps our energy calm, focused, and elevated. The law of compensation. Over time, right action bears fruit, even if it's invisible at first. So, next slide. Chapter 1, Sloka 1, and Chapter 18, Sloka 78. धृतराष्ट्रोवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिर्ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम. Which translates to, Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after gathering on the holy field of Kurukshetra and desiring to fight, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? And wherever there is Sri Krishna, the Lord of all yogis, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also be certainly be unending opulence, victory, prosperity, and righteousness. Of this I am certain. So next slide. The whole Bhagavad Gita is a beautiful definition to perform our duties no matter what the results may be. Gita is in the form of questions and the answer to those questions. The first question is from Dhritarashtra to Sanjaya, and the only question from Dhritarashtra in Bhagavad Gita, starting with the word dharma. The last sloka of Bhagavad Gita is an assertive declaration without an iota of doubt from Lord Krishna, ending with the word mama. Gita teaches us how to perform mama dharma, my duty, perfectly and diligently. Also, it is Dvaita transforming to Advaita. In the first sloka, Dhritarashtra asks, Mamaka Pandava, my people and his people, signifying Dvaita. And in the last sloka, the union of Arjuna and Krishna as the self signifies Advaita. So, the culmination of all these 12 laws will make us perform our duty in a perfect way. The universe works in the balance of the 12 laws. So, next slide. Now, here are some applications of the 12 laws. Improved mindset. The laws help us cultivate a more positive, focused outlook by showing us how our thoughts and energy shape our experiences. Even during setbacks, they encourage emotional resilience and remind us that growth and clarity often come through challenge. Better decision making. By teaching that every choice has energetic consequences, the laws inspire more conscious, intentional action. Instead of reacting impulsively, we begin to pause, reflect, and choose what aligns best with our goals, values, and future self. Aligned relationships. These principles promote empathy and emotional awareness, helping us understand how our energy affects those around us. They support clearer communication, stronger boundaries, and deeper, more meaningful connections built on authenticity and respect. Personal growth. The laws encourage regular self reflection and accountability, helping us recognize unhelpful patterns and make intentional changes. Over time, this builds emotional maturity, healing, and a clearer sense of who you are and what you truly want. Manifestation and purpose. By aligning our thoughts, feelings, and actions with our desires, the laws empower us to co create our life with intention. They shift our focus from passive hoping to active, purposeful living driven by clarity and belief. So, next slide. Thank you.
Wonderful. Badra, very nicely done, especially the last portions, 2 or 3 slides, summing up the whole in a very beautiful manner, connecting with Bhagavad Gita and summarizing it with applications. Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so others can now join in for the discussions. Just raise your hands and I will call out. I would also request Anandji to speak a few words after the children, and yeah, on this because we have now concluded this universal laws in 3 months or so, more than 3 months, I think, and one cycle of various aspects of universal laws and scientific thinking around, as well as what our forefathers gave us through the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita almost 5,000 years back, and how these new modern thinking exactly aligns with those thoughts of 5,000 years back is wonderful. And even though it's not that surprising because it is the wisdom of the ages. Okay, all of you, get ready with your thoughts and start talking about it. Nidhi, yes, Nidhi.
Sir, like you can connect all the 12 laws, like everything in life is connected, and even the smallest action can create a big impact. And one's energy shapes the person's reality, and what that person focuses on, and he attracts. But action is the key to making things happen. Life moves in cycles, and challenges help a person grow.
Mhm.
Balance, perspective, and inner work guide helps person go towards fulfillment, and
Yeah,
it reminds the person that every choice can ripple into something greater.
absolutely. Right, right. Dhruv,
Sir, am I audible?
yes.
Yes, so I wanted to say that the 12 universal laws, they have a lot of practical applications, especially when it comes to relationships, because it helps us create an emotional balance. So it helps us control our emotions, and this allows us to grow both spiritually and emotionally, which will
Mhm.
help us in many aspects of our life, and will also help us resolve a lot of conflict without much problems.
Correct. Yes. Yep. Mhm. Yeah. Akshara.
sorry. Our thoughts, actions, words, and environment shape our life. Hence, we should be responsible for our duties, stay focused on our goals, and be consistent with our good habits. This allows us to be balanced while having a positive outlook on life. And I think this is somewhat similar to the prescription of success or the summary of Bhagavad Gita, which was given as a project 2 weeks ago.
All right. Yeah. Right. Yes. Who else is there to talk? Just Ameya, do you want to say something?
It's the all 12 universal laws. It starts with ourselves. So basically, whatever we do, we should be careful when we're doing it, because the one thing we do can create a lot of effects and actions after that come with it.
Yeah. Right. Ratul?
So I think obviously the law of divine oneness itself is like the summary of all the 12 laws in a, so we can say that each law itself has this one common point where we understand that whatever action, whatever we do, that's what is the making the difference in the whole universe, which is like this one common point which we see in each law.
Right.
So that's
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Niranjan?
Sir, it's me.
Yeah. Ainika, sorry.
The 12 laws basically reflects our life. It's either by interaction with the world or shaping our reality.
Right. Okay. So I think now let us listen to Anandji.
Namaste, good morning to everyone.
Namaste.
What a wonderful finale by Badra. Great end, you cannot imagine how nicely you have made a final presentation. Great.
Thank you, sir.
You know what exactly all the 12 laws say? It clearly says selfishness has no place in our life. Very simple. Right? All of us should be selfless in our work and everything is together. That means Sarva Bhute Hita Raha is the final word. This is how, that means everyone has to live happily. There is nothing called, it is only for me. It is for everyone. If you put all the laws put together individually, this is the message coming from that. All the laws are meant to enforce this coexistence and harmony, not only with people, but also with the earth, water, air, and all other elements, as well as the beings that live in this world. This is a great summary. It says it is only one. All of us are one, and we should live for the society and for the benefit of all among us. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Anandji. So thank you so much for summarizing those in these cryptic words. And just now, as Anandji mentioned, what are the things that we are driven by? Coexistence and harmony. He was talking about coexistence and harmony. The coexistence and harmony is the power that binds us all together. For what? Therefore, for what? It is for the enrichment of not only ourselves in this world's work, as well as all the elements that make up this universe. including the environment and various kinds of natural wealth and all those things. We need to actually coexist with all those elements in harmony with each other. So that is the reason why the Vedas declared that the infinite Brahman is represented in this universe as the powers of coexistence and expansion. And these powers of coexistence and expansion is basically what is the real purpose of our living. It is the real essence of our inner self, the Atman. So Vedas but without any doubt declared that Atman is coexistence and expansion. So whenever we start thinking in those terms and strive to work towards that goal in every action of ours, driven by these powers of coexistence and expansion, then we are being driven by the Atman. We are being driven by the infinite. We are being driven by the Brahman. So that means the essence of our living is rooted in Atman, and that Atman is rooted in coexistence and expansion, and therefore it is all rooted in the power of sacrifice, yajna bhava. And that is basically the only lesson that we need to learn from the whole of Upanishads, the whole of Bhagavad Gita in application, is that it is the power of sacrifice that needs to drive us. And that power of sacrifice needs to be there in all our thinking and all our actions every day, starting from the morning when you get up to the point when you are going to bed. In between all this, during the day, you should be constantly thinking about ways and means of sacrifices, selfless activities, selfless thinking. How do you do that? Small things, helping your parents at home, collaborating with your friends and teachers at school, listening to the teachers, going by the rules and regulations of your school systems, having healthy food, healthy habits, cultivating good tendencies and habits, doing your duties to the best of your abilities without worrying about the results, and engaging in actions such that it is uplifting not only yourself, your family, your parents, your society, but your nation and the nature around you. This is basically what we are learning through these 12 universal laws, and which is exactly that which is reflected from the Upanishads and ultimately presented to us in a very, very, very systematic manner in the Bhagavad Gita, and that which we are learning now. Okay, so with this, we'll conclude this sessions on the universal laws. I will come up with some other series soon, but before that, next week I want someone to talk about any topic that interests you. Who will be ready to talk? Can somebody volunteer to raise us? Those of you who have not done yet, please try to volunteer. So you just raise your hands, icons.
Sir, also is the recording still supposed to be on?